This all facts, this ain't no verse shit. I done fought the state on some verse shit. Feeling like Franklin the day he touched his first brick.
Historic, night, from all accounts. He brought Cameron on the stage last night, and he was at Webster Hall reopening that. It's the first time since 2017 going in. It was just big. Everybody probably sees the Instagram clips now. Brought Nas out. And people said it was pretty a big night. I didn't see a lot of it, but the clips that I did see, it was real dope.
I mean, it goes as advertised. I don't know. I think I was talking about it prior to us getting into the podcast, how much the tickets were,
right?
And they were going for a pretty hefty fucking dollar. Like, you had to put some money into going into that, but you see why, because he, as Jay-Z always does, puts on a show. And I think another thing that I really caught my attention, it was a black tie affair. Anybody that went out there and performed, they had on black tie. They were dressed to impress. It was real dope.
Right.
Man, it was really impressive to see. And obviously the freestyle that he dropped that has Instagram going nuts, that will drop for the people exclusively on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play if you have not heard it.
Yeah.
And we'll get into our commentary about that, man, because Jay-Z, like no other, is probably one of the only people that can drop a freestyle and have us having a conversation about it. He's one of those.
So let's play. Let's play it for the people, especially the people on iTunes and Spotify and, all the other podcast networks. And we'll talk about this. Here we go. Jay-Z talking about Nipsey Hussle. Right there's a portion, of the freestyle that Jay-Z dropped, in honor of the late Nipsey Hussle. Sandman, what do you think, listening to that, man? What are your initial thoughts on the freestyle and what he said in that freestyle?
It makes me want to, or it makes me confirm my thoughts, and I got to put that money up next time he does some shit like this, because I need to be involved in the energy that was in that room, because we just heard a speck of what was going on in that concert hall, Webster Hall. Him just opening it up at 2, or it would have started about 10:30. Amazing show. And Jay-Z, like no other, coming off the top of his head and just vibing with the people, almost like if it reminded you of Hendrix or somebody like that. And he's kind of fucking starting to look like Hendrix. Is weird.
Right.
But for him to just come off the top and just give people gems and drop game and just a culmination of everything that he's doing, man, he's still a step above a lot of people at the age that he's at, the business mogul that he's at. Jay-Z could drop an album tomorrow and it's shutting shit down.
Yeah, well, here's some of the words again. It says, the neighborhood designed to keep us trapped. They redline us so the property declines if you buy blacks. They depress the asset and take the property black. It's a ruthless but ingenious plan. In fact, goes on, to talk about what Nipsey was trying to do. If you don't know Nipsey, pretty much his pretty much story that he likes to boast about when he was alive was pretty much him selling his CDs in the parking lot, and then eventually going back, pretty much being told to leave this parking lot, having problems with the police, being kicked out and all this, being able to come back and buying the whole lot. Not only that, properties, in neighborhoods, pretty much just going back in your community. And Jay-Z talked about this on the 444 album.
Yeah,
he talked about, what you do is, and this is his words, take the drug money, if that's what you must do to come up to survive or whatever money, and reinvest and buy the property, back in the neighborhood and the community, because other people are doing it. When you call it gentrification, eminent domain, or whatever, you see them, they come in and they taking advantage of that. And this is why, we just attended the DJ Envy, which is one of many people that do real estate seminars to kind of just show people that, look, this is possible for you to do as well. You don't have to be a millionaire to do this, but but if you can't just complain, you got to take action. But to get back on Jay-Z, I just think that what he's doing right now, man, is just like, how could you, not to say that I heard anybody, going against him. You talk about modern day prophets. You're talking about people who, I don't even want to, put anybody's names out there, but people who may not have been musicians or stars, but were just orators and spoke about the different things going on. That's what he's using his platform for. I just got to salute it. It's dope.
You have a lot of people saying you riding on Jay-Z's jock for that one in the comments. But you know what? I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, and he's not done yet. And we're in a day and age where if you gave anybody some motherfucking credit, or if you put them on a pedestal of greatness, or you automatically dick rider, you're doing this or you're doing that. Nah, man, the Beethovens of their time and the Stevie Wonders of their time and the all the greatest of their all time we may have to just be paying attention and understanding before he leaves this earth that we're looking at a certain level of greatness. And for him, like I said, to come off the top and have the energy that he brought to charge shit, if it was 10 grand, motherfuckers would have still packed the house out. And for him to deliver the show that he's still delivering in a way that he's doing it and dropping it in the way that he's doing it, man, he is our modern day one of the greatest artists. If you want to look at our art the way that you look at it, if you want to draw or create literature,
I would say all people as well.
Exactly,
definitely
that's what I mean.
Definitely as well, artists, you know, top, but just like a person who, you know, came from, just like Nipsey, came from people criticizing him for the gang stuff, and they said, oh, maybe he did this in his past. And Jay-Z talks about the drugs, and everybody, I mean, everybody has a past, but coming from that and realizing the wrong that you did and correcting now using, because you got way more power now than you had as a drug dealer in New York City or whatever you was at. Now you're damn near billionaire. You and your wife combined, pretty much him too. I'll just give it to him. Jay-Z's a billionaire. Now you got power, you got influence now, and this is what he's saying and doing with his platform. I mean, I just think it's a great thing. I hope people just take heed, and I want to see us come up. You know what I mean? So I'm happy about this, man.
I want to read a little something about the end. Just about the atmosphere in the room and what was going on, because none of us got to see it if you ain't pay the money to see it. You know what I mean? So it's courtesy of Billboard. Hove took the stage at 10:30 p.m. Unlike his first B-side concert, the Brooklyn virtuoso cleaned up nice, draped in a dark blue suit with a heavy gold chain wrapped around his neck. The Kingdom Comes intro, the first prelude trickling through the speakers. Hove gauged the room's temperature, approached his mic, and delivered a lyrical assault over his 2000 track. This time around, Jay's mission was to delve deeper inside his prolific catalog, and the end result proved priceless. A sea of oohs and ahs blanketed Jay as he biked his way through Young and Gifted and Don't You Know. Oh, and he's in his bag tonight, yelled one zealous fan as Hove raced his way into Lucifer, smiling ear to ear. Jay rapped the West Coast or West produced track with elastic ease, stretching out every bar for extra emphasis. Damn. Just read this for the first time. Sorry about that. When he walked his way through his Blueprint 2 record, somehow, some way, the tail end of the song, Hove elected to go in a different direction after telling his longtime engineer, DJ Young Guru, to lower the bass of the track. Hove went into a 2-minute long freestyle dedicated to Nipsey, who was shot and killed outside his Marathon clothing store last month. You read the lyrics that we heard.
Yeah.
And we only seen 45 seconds of it.
Oh, man.
So it was probably crazy in there.
Yeah, man. Again, man, Jay-Z's he's real selective. I mean, you know, a few years ago, he did the thing where he talked about, you know, the record companies and what they was doing. And, you know, he even mentioned YouTube, you know, in that freestyle. You know, I'm telling you, man, this is, you know, we really need to, like you said, man, appreciate who we see. Now, you all the time when you see something like this, you're going to see the criticism about this, that. They come with this territory, but it's just like, take heed. And we should really be appreciating, you know, this, because this is a situation where you're going to wait till this brother's gone or something. And then, you know, now it's like, oh, you know, we crying and he was trying to do this and he was really doing this. We didn't know he was doing this when he was alive. And, you know, they start bringing up all the stuff. And if you listen to Jay-Z's music, like, we're fans of Jay-Z. So we seen the progression, and we always kind of seen him, even early on in his career, he talked about going this way with, you know, his politics, and, you know, how it's really no secret when Jay started, you know what I mean, the 5% and all that. So, you know, I think it's just great, man. I think it's great.
Oh God, I got to bring it up, man, just for the tail end of the conversation, just to wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
Not to put any drama to the end of this conversation, but it got to be said, man, because we were talking about all the names that would air. We see Cameron, Clapham, or them two kind of put the stamp on their beef and piece everything up. Jim Jones was out there. We heard rumors of other Rockefeller alumnus out there. We won't say their names until we confirm that all the way. But one name in particular we know wasn't there. And given the history and given his apology and him wanting to throw that olive branch out to Jay-Z and the olive branch seemingly getting put back and thrown back, what does that say to you? Because he's seemingly piecing everything up with everybody else in that circle. But the main piece.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess you're probably alluding to Dame Dash. Yeah. You know, that, you know, him, Kareem, which he's cool, Kareem now. You know what I mean? Him and Dame, pretty much, Jay-Z and Dame, you know, haven't, at least in the public eye, you know, made amends. So now you see, like, you know, him, you know, especially with the Rockefeller brunch, you've seen everybody kind of coming out, you know, that even in contact with Dame, had, you know, maybe Dame even had help. Now cool with Jay, and everybody's cool with Jay. Now even Cam, your Harlem, you know, roadie, your boy, you know, pretty much is, you know what I'm saying, cool with Jay. So hopefully I would say this, maybe it's either one of two things. Either somebody did something or seen something, you know, between that partnership that they're never going to, maybe they can be cool, but they'll never be as tight as they were as far as like showing up in public and stuff like that. Or maybe something's going on behind the scenes where maybe we might see that in the future. Or it could be the relationship is scarred to the point of no repair, you know, with that situation. I heard rumors about allegedly what people done. I'm not going to repeat those things because I don't know if they're true, but you know, I don't know, man. A lot of people are bringing that up. So what would be your thoughts though on why you don't see Jay-Z and Dame Dash, you know, making amends, at least in the public, but you see guys like Cameron and everybody else? You know,
I really, for the amount of just how powerful that would be for them two to just be back in the public eye together, showing solidarity, throwing away all differences would be spectacular. And I think both of those people know that. And Dame Dash obviously publicly coming out saying he wanted to squash it and do this, and Jay-Z in typical Jay-Z fashion, not putting out any information, just nothing.
Yeah.
But his actions are speaking for themselves, and we had never seen anything publicly with them two coming to men. So it must be personal, man. And we can't speculate, and I'm not going to speculate on what, but it must have been something deeper than what we know because you look at this, the significance behind how that would be, and them two parties knowing that, why it wouldn't come together and happen. It must be something there deeper than what we know.
Do you think there's a slight possibility that maybe this could be drawing, you know, kind of a bridge, him getting cool with Cam again, that could bring a bridge, you know, to bring Dame back with Jay? Because I mean, you know, my thing is like, I could see a situation. I don't care. We ever cool again. You know what I mean? So I'm sure you have people like that as well. It is what it is. I don't wish no hard feelings against them. I want them to be successful and all that. But people have those relationships. I don't know, man. But do you see, you know, the possibility of them being, you know, something behind the scenes happening as far as Cameron being a bridge between those two?
No, oh God, I don't know, but I hope so. I really hope so, because I want to see it happen. I would love to see it happen. I think it'd be great for the culture to see it happen. But who knows, man? Until that action happens, we're never going to know. We'll never get any kind of detail or anything like that. And as of right now, the answer is no.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
behind the scenes, hopefully.
Because I think even Biggs was like, he don't know what Dame was apologizing about. I think that was the official statement.
What does that mean?
You know, remember when Dame Dash came out and made the apology, and he specifically named people. I think Biggs was one of the people.
So is it like, y'all, we good? Don't apologize? Or I don't know what you're apologizing for.
We don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear nothing.
Right. I mean, you know, I just don't know, man. I mean, from Dame's own mouth, you can kind of see that is what we think it kind of is, where it's like they're not talking, they're not speaking. I mean, there's no real beef, but they're just not cool like that. I think that's just where it's at, and then that's where it may remain. Maybe again there was a line that was crossed.
This all facts, this ain't no verse shit. I done fought the state on some verse shit. Feeling like Franklin the day he touched his first brick. First trip I did 95 all night. The Chuck Taylor Converse off-white. The laser at your eyes if it's on sight. Gray solar red with the orange stripe. When I brought